Hi guys, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or A Hobbit's Reading List, and this week we are going to hopefully, maybe, I'm really hoping I'm going to try to maybe read a book for fun. Shocking. Outside of listening to the audiobook versions of the books in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I have not read a book for fun since school started late August. So that's going on about 3 weeks now. I have 2 books that I need to finish this week before I can pick up a fun book. So let's see if I can make that happen. I have read half of a book that I had to read for class. It's Citizen by Claudia Rankine. It's a collection of, I don't even know, it's not essays, it's not poems, it's just like poet-like prose, I guess. And I don't know if I feel like it's like poetry just because it's written in second person. It's really interesting. The blurb doesn't actually tell you much about what it's supposed to be about. It says it's literally just like something that you would find in the book. So I'm just gonna read it and then I'll explain what I think the book is about. You take in things you don't want all the time. The second you hear or see some ordinary moment, all its intended targets, all the meanings behind the retreating seconds, as far as you were able to see, come into focus. Hold up. Did you just hear? Did you just say? Did you just see? Did you just do that? Then the voice in your head silently tells you to take your foot off your throat because just getting along shouldn't be an ambition. That's the back. And actually that is a section from within the book because I just read that section like 20 minutes ago and I really loved it. So I think that this is a collection of micro or blatant aggressions against Black people that the author has experienced or has seen. There's a whole section on Serena Williams and how the tennis world responds to her, which I thought was really cool. So it's really interesting. I'm really enjoying all the books that I'm reading for my racial and ethnic identities class, just because they're open up a whole new world, you know? Now I don't want to sing the song, but I won't. So I read to about page 80, which is what I needed to do my homework assignment today. So I will probably do that over the next couple hours just so that I'm in a weird mood. I don't really want to do much of anything. And I think the only reason I was able to read so much so quickly is just because of the way the book is formatted. But I will do my homework assignments and then I'll get back to reading. So I will probably finish it today, quite honestly. So the plan is, once I finish that, which should not take that long if I don't finish it today, maybe another hour. Once I do that, I will go back to reading The Hermaphrodite by Julia Ward Howe, which I started in last week's vlog. My goal is to get done with that as well, so that I can very quickly, probably over the weekend, although this is the worst weekend to try to read for fun because it's Rosh Hashanah this weekend. And so I'm going to be in temple for a full day. So I'm not going to have a lot of reading time on Saturday. But I'm hoping by this weekend I will be able to read a fun book. Which, let me look at for a fun book that I could hopefully read this weekend. I've had Spellbound in my head for some reason by F.T. Lukens. Just because it's young adult and I think I'll be able to get through it pretty quickly. And it was personally recommended to me, and so I think I'll really like it. But I also have Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. I have Thistlefoot. I have Carry On Jeeves, and I also have Murder at the Vicarage. So I'll probably just ask Siri because honestly, I think any of those I would be able to get through as long as I finish it before next Monday. That's really cutting it close. I would like to finish whatever book before then, but I have to start a different class book next week. Ideally before that. But I really want to try to squeeze in like a fun book. Just because I feel like I'm like really, I'm doing well with my class readings. I'm keeping, you know, up with them and everything, but I feel like it's really interfering with my ability to read the books that I already own, which kind of sucks. But I'm really enjoying the books I'm reading for class, so I can't complain too much. But that's the plan for the week. So let's see if I can do it. And let's see what I do for the rest of the day, because it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and really all I want to do is like curl up and just like binge or play Lord of the Rings online. So let's see what happens. I feel the need to point out that my ADD or my procrastination or any other neurospicy thing is really getting in the way, because I asked Siri what I should do, and she picked something that I can't really do right now because my legs are really hurting from walking downtown Saturday. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and update Lord of the Rings online, because I would like to do that at some point today. And I sat around on Instagram Reels for like 30 minutes, and then I asked Siri what else I should do, and she picked Lord of the Rings online. So I'm just continuing to wait for it to finish updating, instead of like doing any of the other things on my to-do list. I decided that I get an hour, and if by the time it finishes updating I only have 20 minutes left, then I guess I only have 20 minutes left. It says overall it's 90% done, so let's see what happens. Good morning. I'm very tired. Don't know why. Well, I guess I did go to bed at like midnight, and then I woke up at like 7:30. I have read, I'm trying to think of last time I filmed so I can update properly. Monday, I think. So Tuesday, I didn't really get a lot of reading done. Well, okay, wait. Tuesday was yesterday. Monday, I think I only read like 1 chapter of the Hermaphrodite, so I didn't get a lot of reading done that day. And I think I updated about Citizen. Yeah, I updated about Citizen, and then once I finished what I needed to read for my homework assignment, I wasn't in the mood to do my homework assignment, so I didn't continue reading, so I wouldn't get confused about what I was writing about. So I switched over to the Hermaphrodite, but I only read like 1 chapter before. Like my mood pretty much tanked Monday, and I don't know why. And then Tuesday, I woke up early so I could do my homework. And then I went to work, where I was extremely busy, but I did manage to read about 30 pages in between meetings. So that was good. So I have like, what, I'm on 115 now, and there's 160. I can't do that math. It's 45 pages? Yeah. So I have 45 pages left, so I'll finish it today, and then I'll do my homework. So that's good. And then I also started listening to Return of the King. So I'm like almost 3 hours through, and it's definitely gonna be shorter because I'm not going to listen to the appendices. I'm sorry, I can't. I know a lot of the information in it, and so as much as I'm enjoying Andy Serkis, like, I also want to read more books. So once the actual story is done, then I'll be done. I'm not gonna read the appendices. Especially because I looked on the audiobooks. I honestly didn't think they would be there, but they are. Appendix A is like 3.5 hours long. I'm not doing that. And then like Appendix B, I think is like another like 30 minutes or something, which made me laugh. I also don't know, part of me wants to listen to it because I just don't know how Andy Serkis is going to do that, because I feel like I remember there being a lot of like genealogy charts in the appendices, but I'm not going to do that. So Return of the King is actually, if you take out the appendices, is actually the shortest book at about 18-ish hours. And so I should finish it next week. I see no reason why I wouldn't, which is great. And then because I realized that, I should be able to read at least, or I should be able to listen to at least one more book for my TBR this month. And so I went and looked to see which of my books that aren't class or podcast related, because I need to take notes on those, are available on audiobook, and all of the other ones are. So that means that Psalm for the Wild-Built, Thistlefoot, Spellbound, and Murder at the Vicarage are all on audio, which is great. So that's sort of the plan. I'm not in the best of moods today, which really, really sucks. I hate it. And I know it's just because I'm so busy at work. Like yesterday, I was just like, I was reading like 5 minutes at a time in between, if that. You know, I only picked this book up, I think, like 3 times yesterday. So I was just really, really busy yesterday, and that was a bummer. And today I'm even more busy, quite honestly. So I should be able to finish Citizen, and then I will probably do my homework tomorrow, which sucks because I really want to get ahead. Like, I really just want to get ahead. My plan of, you know, reading a not class related book this week, I don't think that's gonna happen, because once I finish Citizen, the next book I read for this class is John Henry Days. But if I can get ahead on that, which I should be able to, there's no reason I wouldn't be able to. It's a fiction book. It's supposedly pretty funny, despite I think there's going to be tense racial themes, probably. If I can get ahead on that, which I will, no reason I shouldn't, then that last week in September, I should be able to read fun books. I'm hoping next month will be easier, because next month, I think I only have... Next month, I think I have 3 books for my racial and ethnic identities class, and 1 book for my trans and intersex gender in America, 19th century, etc. It's a very long title for the class. So I think I only have 4 class books I need to read next month, instead of 5, which doesn't seem like that big of a difference. But man, that 5th book, which I'm saying Grey Album is the 5th book, like that sort of killed me. So I'm just hoping next month will be a little bit better. I'm also hoping that next semester my readings are smaller. But anyway, I've been trying to do a lot of future planning. So far, I'm keeping my head above water. I don't think I'll slip under, but I would like to be out of the water. That'd be cool. But all right, I have to do things. I'm back. So I finished Citizen. Siri told me to do homework, so I'm like, okay, well, that's the next homework that I have to do. So I enjoyed it. I think it was very informative. I think it was very it caused me to think about a lot of things, which is good, right? Because that's why my professor picked these books. And so I related to some of it through, you know, just having eyes and seeing what is being done to Black bodies, and also through like lived experience. I'm one of the oldest people in my class, which is upsetting to think about. But so that means that I have a little bit of more memory of how especially media treats innocent Black people being murdered. And so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussions in class tomorrow, because that's what the second half of Citizen pretty much focused on. And so it was really informative. I learned a lot. I love the way that she presented it, because Citizen is all written in second person. And so it feels like it's you. It feels like it's happening to you. And that brought up a really interesting discussion in class yesterday about, like, who is this book written for? Is it written for Black people who have had this experience, or is it written for white people so that they understand what the experience is like as much as they can? And so there were a lot of people saying, like, it's written for white people, which I kind of agree. You know, I kind of agree. Black people don't need to be explained what it's like, because they live it. White people need to learn. And so I kind of agree that it was written for white people, but I feel like it worked. I learned a lot. I feel like in a lot of places I related, obviously not to the same degree. Like, that's the thing, right? It's like, I will never truly understand. But if I can understand as much as I can and use my own privilege to benefit other people, that's the thing. It's really interesting because the book is really good. I highly recommend it. I gave it 4.5 stars. There was just a little bit of, like, where the poetry sort of lost me a little bit, but I'm just not good at poetry. Like, I think it's beautiful. I just don't understand it a lot of the time. But I really enjoyed it. This class reminds me of grad school because we're learning about things, but it's also wrapped in this discussion of society, and that was like what a lot of grad school was like. So it's just really interesting. I kind of like that, honestly, because I feel like it's a transition. Like, I had really worried that I would be just like lectured at, and while I do wish there was a little bit more lecture, just because, like, there are things that we have to write an essay in a couple weeks, and there are things that, like, we haven't learned yet for it because of the discussion. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to try to not have, like, a majority of my video clips just be from today. So I'm going to go do maybe some other things depending on what Siri tells me to do. She might tell me to do homework again because she told me to do it twice in a row. I wrote my assignment because after I finished the book, I'm like, Siri, what should I do? And she said homework. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go ahead and write that post. I don't need to worry about it tomorrow. So yeah, I was like, all right, cool, thanks. And let's see. Yeah, she might tell me to either read or do homework, and both of which means I'm going to read the Hermaphrodite. So I might get a lot of reading done today. Cool, because I'm not going to this afternoon. Hi, guys. I'm very tired. Most of this week I've been feeling pretty good, and like I'm, getting into the swing of things, and then it's today, and I haven't edited my wrap-up, which I wanted to go up tomorrow, but it's not going to. So all I can do is hope that it goes up Saturday, which means that tomorrow, when I get back from Rosh Hashanah service, I will have to edit, or I'll have to wake up early, on Saturday morning, edit and post it then before I go back to temple. So it's stuff like that where I'm like, sort of feel like I'm like failing, but I'm not really. Like I'm not. Like I'm just, there's self-imposed deadlines, right? Like if I post a couple days late, like I'm sure you guys will forgive me. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't need to feel like a failure. I don't need to put more pressure on myself, but my brain, if I'm not able to do it Saturday, then I'll just do it Tuesday. It's fine. It's fine. It does not matter that much. I did get some reading done because I don't think I filmed yesterday morning. So I've listened to about another, let's say 4 hours of Return of the King, because I listened during my commutes yesterday, but I also listened this morning to and from school because the chapters were like fairly short. So I just finished listening to the Battle of Pelennor Fields. It was really cool, honestly. It's nice, like, it's just nice getting to reread the series. I've said this so many times already, but reread the series and just like remember things that I know, but because I've seen the movies so many more times than I've read the books, like the movies are what is in my head when anyone asks me about details about Lord of the Rings. If they ask me information about like the Silmarillion or anything, I can do that and not get confused. But with the books and the movies, my default is the movies just because I've seen them more. So it's nice getting to read the book, listen to the books, whatever, however you want to say it, but like experience the books and then like have that sort of like corrected. But it does mean that I have like, because I'm also a fan fiction writer, so I'm just like looking at it like, well, that could be different, and that would make more sense than what Tolkien did, which is a very dangerous path because the last thing I need is more projects. So as for Return of the King, I should actually get a lot of listening done this weekend because I'm going to Temple tomorrow, which means an extra hour of driving time. I'm going to Temple Saturday, which means an extra 2.5 hours of driving time. And then my usual commute Sunday. So pretty much I'm listening to Return of the King 6 days in a row, which I'm down for because honestly, if I can finish it next week, which I should, that means I can listen to an audiobook like I mentioned yesterday. So sweet. Other than that, I've continued reading the Hermaphrodite. I finished the second part, which is good because I have a homework assignment due tomorrow about it. Just something else I'm gonna have to try to do tomorrow. I have a fairly light day at work tomorrow, so I should be able to do it like while I'm at work. So that should be fine. Where I'm at now, Lawrence has gone to Rome just suddenly, because like this was written in like the 1850s, but it was only published in 2004, and the person who edited it like it is very clear and has acknowledged that like pages are missing, and so Lawrence has ended up in Rome and we have a whole new like cast of characters, and so it's his life in Rome is interesting. There's like a part, I don't know how I feel about the fact that like Lawrence is slightly, I don't even know how to describe it, omniscient, I guess, like just slightly, so not technically omniscient, but like I feel like he knows more than he should, or like I don't know, it feels a little like Mary Sue to me, but I can't really complain because that term didn't exist when this was written. I'm trying to think of what I can say without spoilers. Lawrence has assumed the identity of someone who identifies as female, more for like research purposes rather than his own desires. He still identifies as a male, honestly. He could just happen to pass as a female. So he's not really conflicted about who he is. And he seems to have someone around him that accepts him as he is. But it's not a romance or anything, which, like, it doesn't need to be. But it's just kind of nice seeing him have someone who knows who he is and support him. I'm almost done with it. Like, I think the third part is only like 40 pages or something. So I'm probably not going to read anymore tonight. I'm going to do the homework assignment tomorrow. And then I will just go ahead and finish it probably Saturday. Because I don't think services... I think services are only 3 hours, if I remember correctly, on Saturday. So I'll be back by, like, early afternoon. So the rest of this month is so overwhelmingly busy. Like, it's just, there's a lot. there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, this weekend is Rosh Hashanah, which, like, is great. And I've been practicing, you know, saying the Aliyah so I don't embarrass myself in front of my temple members. I think I feel pretty good about it. I'm just going to review it again tomorrow and then probably Saturday morning. And then it'll be done. I don't need to practice it anymore. It's more just, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. It's more like just making sure I have the rhythm. I have the words. And I'll have literally the words in front of me. I just need to remember the rhythm. And I'm sure I'm overthinking it. So Rosh Hashanah is this weekend. And then next weekend is my cousin's wedding. And then the day after his wedding is Yom Kippur. But because I'm traveling with Chris, there's a whole car exchange that needs to happen. And I'm going to go stay at my aunt's house, but she's not going to be there. And take the train to Temple. And it's a whole thing. The next weekend... I think the next weekend I'm just getting my hair done. And then the weekend after that, it's Colts game. Then the weekend after that, I'm hanging out. Like, I'm having a friend weekend. So, very busy weekends, which means it's going to interfere with my reading. I just want a day where I can get caught up and ahead on YouTube. Like, do that thing where people, like, batch film. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try that towards the end of the month. Maybe I'll try to record my, you know, TBR and my wrap up on, like, the same day. So I just have those. Because that's part of the issue is, like, not only do I have to find time to sit down and film, and then I have to find time to sit down and edit. And I can't do them back to back because that's not good editing for me. I'm just like, yeah, that's good. I'm not as, like, merciless as I should be. But now I'm just sort of rambling because I am anxious. So I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully I'll have some B-roll tomorrow, maybe. And realistically, I won't talk to you again until Saturday. So, Shana Tova. Okay, so I'm at work. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty upset right now. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm messed up somehow. I don't think I did, but I don't know. I don't want to explain because I can't explain without getting into what my job is, and I don't talk about my job because I don't like it. But this is one of the reasons. I feel rejected. I'll say that. I feel rejected right now. So I'm pretty upset, and honestly I'm trying not to cry. But I figured I would catch you up because tonight when I get home from work, I have a phone call with a friend, and then I'm just gonna try to spend the rest of the night reading because tomorrow I have plans with another friend, and when I hang out with Stephanie, we tend to hang out all day, which I really enjoy, but I do have to get some reading done. So I figured I would update you before I do that. I think I updated Thursday. Yeah, because I remember the last thing I said was Shana Tova. I will say, so yesterday I went to Rosh Hashanah services in the morning. I had an Aliyah, and it went really well, which is good because I was really nervous about it. And I had some people come up to me afterwards and say I did a really good job, and They thanked me, which was interesting, but I really appreciate it because I was like very nervous about messing up. But yeah, so the service was good. It was about 2.5 hours long. And then I went to lunch with some friends, and then I drove back home. So because I did so much driving between Friday, Saturday, going to Rosh Hashanah services, and then today, like including my drive home today, I'll have about, honestly, probably about like 7 hours of Return of the King done. For people who haven't read Return of the King, I'm going to give locations and not plot because it's a really good book. You should check it out. Don't want to ruin it for you. They have, but don't know how to give a location without giving away a spoiler. They're back in Athelion. I'll put it that way. I'm almost done. I think I have like 5 hours, 6 hours maybe left. So really enjoying that. I'm hoping that will make me feel better on my drive home. I have 1 more hour of work. Besides Return of the King, I really haven't read that much. Like, yeah, because I got to the 3rd part of the Hermaphrodite for a class, did my homework assignment. I have to do the 2nd part of my homework assignment today. But beyond that, I really haven't read like a book, which is part of the reason I need to like really read tonight. So it's mainly been Return of the King. So I guess this isn't really like a huge update. But my plans for tonight: go home, call my friend, vent a little bit, finish the Hermaphrodite, and then start John Henry Days. And hopefully I can get to where I need to be. I think I only have to read, by Tuesday, I only have to read like 80 pages, which shouldn't be that bad, hopefully, maybe. I don't think I'm gonna really do anything else. I can feel my mood crashing because I'm just like really upset right now. So yeah, I will film some B-roll and let you guys know how I do. I finished the Hermaphrodite. That's my main update. I'm not gonna start John Henry Days. I'm so tired and I'm still upset from work. So the Hermaphrodite was interesting. I know I say that a lot, but I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how I felt about it. I liked it for the most part, but I just feel like there was more that could have been done. Like the whole point, or I mean, I guess I can't really claim to know what the point is. If I were writing a book about someone who is intersex in the 1850s, and there was actually a part where the person who was socialized as a man decided to present as a woman for a time, I would do more to show the difference in how each gender experiences the world. And I feel like Julia Ward Howe wasn't interested in that. I don't know. I feel like there were some missed opportunities. Like Lawrence thought about the differences. He recognized that the differences were there, but he didn't actually experience any of them while he went through life as a woman for, I think, like a couple months or something. So that didn't really make sense to me. And there was a lot of religion which like is fine, but it's just a lot. Like I don't read about that much religion, like, and I'm fairly religious. So I'm just like, whew, that was a lot. I gave it a 3.5. I did like parts of it. I thought it was really interesting. The writing for the most part was good. It just moved very slowly. It took me 3 weeks to read it. So it was 200 pages. So yeah, that's what I've got. I'm gonna finish doing my homework. I will start John Henry Days tomorrow because I have to. And I might just have to stay up a little bit late tomorrow night and read. But that's for next week's vlog. So check it out to see what actually happens. But otherwise, leave a comment if you want to tell me that I'm cool and that I shouldn't feel rejected by anyone. I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will check you guys in the next one, which hopefully will have me with a better mood. Bye.